Sound check. Of course, this is a sound check. Massive sound check. Sound check. Pushed the wrong thing here. Ahoy, everyone, and welcome to the grotto. Tonight, we're going to look at a topic that really gets in the craw of some people, namely gatekeeping. But first, a few announcements and some other housekeeping. Hey, what's up, GeoSam? Nice to see you. Always look forward to seeing you in the chat. But anyway, so the biggest announcement I've got is, as far as this stream is concerned, is the premiere of The Infernal Diatribe on May 6th at 8 p.m. Central. This will be a podcast where a panel of Satanists engage in passionate discussions about various topics and issues that impact them. Each episode will focus on a different topic, whether it be pop culture or societal norms, and the panelists will provide their unique perspective and insights on how these topics relate to their satanic beliefs and values. The discussions may sometimes become heated and contentious as the panelists share their opinions and engage in lively debates. Well, hopefully they'll be lively. Whether you're a seasoned Satanist or simply curious about the beliefs and practices of this often misunderstood religion, the Infernal Diatribe offers a thought-provoking and entertaining look into the world of Satanism. It's going to be a fantastic show, people. I've already got 3 panelists lined up. They're some of my favorite people to talk to. We're going to do a little bit of experimenting over the next couple of weeks, make sure everything's working out fine for everybody. But as far as how things are working, we don't know yet. But we don't even know the first topic. Hey, that's the fun part. But I'll give you some details as soon as the date gets closer. Hope to see you there. Now I'm going to go on to a couple of headlines that got my attention. Oh, see, I'm already behind on this. Hey, there's the graphic for it, folks. Okay. So, probably something that has not been missed by most of you in the news is the story of the Dalai Lama asking the boy to suck his tongue during a public event late in February at his temple in Dharamshala, India. Spokespersons for the Dalai Lama have issued a statement that it was an innocent and playful thing, and that the incident was been over-exaggerated by the Chinese government in an effort to make Tenzin look bad. He has been living in exile in China, from China-controlled Tibet since 1959. You probably got to ask yourself, what was the 87-year-old holy man thinking? I mean, come on, really? Dude, think about it. I mean, it's one of the things that I really, really don't understand and can't fathom why anybody would do that. But, you know, what else is new? So, let's take a look at what's going on in development in the United States. So, Latinos in unbelief and development of the unbelieving populace of the United States. Latinos are joining the rest of the nation by claiming no religious affiliation in 2022 Pew Research survey that said around 30% claim to have no affiliation, up from a quarter of the same demographic of the previous survey. This puts them on par with the rest of the population in claiming no affiliation. This just shows that even in a strongly religious sector of the population, atheism seems to be growing. I mean, people are questioning their beliefs. People are waking up and realizing that the old beliefs just aren't for them. And so, welcome, my Latino friends, to our circle of atheism. Hopefully, you've not been disowned by your families and all that. But hey, you know, I don't even know where that came from. Anyway, that's about all that grabbed my attention this week when it comes to news. If you see something that grabs your attention and think I should see it, please drop me a line in the comments or in the community section on here, or even drop me a line on Discord. Link in the show notes below. So at this point, I should probably do the YouTube thing and remind you to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified when we're live. You know, it helps you to know that you like what you see, and it helps me to bring you more shows and videos to entertain and enlighten you. So what are you waiting for? Smash that thumb and ring that bell. I'd be eternally grateful. And lastly, if you have a question about Satanism, please feel free to use the forum to ask, and I will attempt to answer after we talk about gatekeeping and Satanism. You can find a link to the forum in the description below. Just hit that, and it'll pop up this little forum that Google made, and it'll ask you for a name that you want me to use, and it will ask you for the question you have on Satanism. And we'll take care of that after we talk about gatekeeping. So, Guardians of the Satanic Flame. The vital role of gatekeeping in defending authenticity. It is important to preserve the authenticity of the Satanic philosophy in a world where various interpretations exist. Now, I'm not saying that these others don't have a right to call themselves what they want, but question if they really are holding to what it means to be a Satanist. It is crucial to stay true to the roots of Satanism and strengthen our connection to the Satanic principles. That is why there are gatekeepers, who are the guardians of the Satanic flame. But what advantage does this have? First and foremost is the preservation of authenticity. Gatekeeping can help preserve the principles and basic core concepts against the dilution or distortion of our established beliefs and philosophy. These were all codified back in 1966 by Anton LaVey when he published the Satanic Bible and founded the Church of Satan. And the anniversary of this event is coming up here shortly at the end of the month on April 30th, Walpurgisnacht. And I'm hoping to do a little bit of something for that. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Secondly, protection against misinterpretation. Gatekeeping can also help protect our core principles from being misinterpreted or misrepresented. We point out where others who claim to be Satanists fall short in this regard and warn those looking into certain organizations that they do not represent what Satanism really means. And lastly, prevention of a loss of our sense of identity. Gatekeeping prevents every Tom, Dick, or Sally from claiming to be part of the alien elite. We live our lives not following the herd and do not wish to have our sense of identity diluted by those who do not actually buck society and call themselves Satanists because it's trendy or because it's fashionable or just because they think they are and just because they think they worship a Satan. With the rise in popularity of groups like the Satanic Temple, gatekeeping is increasingly more important. It is a quasi-political activist group that goes around claiming to be Satanists and greeting each other with Ave Satanis on their lips. It begins to erode our foundations. Satanism as a practice is apolitical and not a backer of social justice causes. We do not recognize the racially motivated elitism of other factions, as this is contrary to encouraging one to live their life to the fullest. Finally, we do not encourage the indoctrination of youth and believe that they should be able to make up their own minds on what they believe, and they should do this when they reach maturity. This is why Guardians of the Satanic Flame exists, or simply put, gatekeepers. We wish to preserve the roots of our philosophy and do not hook our wagons to just anything and everything out there that might seem the ring of a satanic nature. Now, I'm sure that there are those who think that gatekeeping leads to elitism, stagnation, and inflexibility, along with exclusion of those who might want to follow our philosophy. This is most likely true, as we do see ourselves as separate from the herd and wish to remain that way. Now, does that mean that we are inflexible about changing with the times? Certainly not. We have seen several changes in Satanism, particularly in the way the Church of Satan operates. With technology, they have changed with the times, and in a way, the members are vetted before their membership is granted, as well as active membership is bestowed. Technology has really helped them branch out, and we no longer need to have the old grotto system where there were gatherings of Satanists in each locale. And it really was I'm the head of the grotto, so it's a pissing contest, That's not what we're about. We're not about a pissing contest. Each person is the best they can be. I'm not saying the root philosophy will never evolve from what has been established by Anton LaVey, but I see it as a more gradual process than just a mere half century can change. The core beliefs and philosophy has little need for change, unlike other religions that are still stuck in centuries old dogma that can be seen as anathema to modern interpretation. So, this whole thing about people being anti-gay, what have you, it's all really based in the religion, and people are stuck. Whereas what we have is still poignant and vital to today. I should sidebar here that I understand that things like after-school clubs are not about indoctrinating children in the ways of Satanism, but to the public at large, that is what they are thinking when they see this political stunt being pulled throughout the United States in order to combat theistic clubs that are in schools. It is shock and awe tactic that seem to be getting the results, but at what cost? In some areas, schools have elected to ban all student clubs, no matter what the subject matter, just so they don't have to allow the group to exist in their institutions. Where's the advantage in this? I'm not seeing one. So, in conclusion, I see nothing wrong with gatekeeping when it comes to Satanism. We don't want you to, just because you think it's cool or edgy, but if you think you can live your life through the philosophy of Satanism, feel free to dig into it. Just stick to the roots as they were codified in the path that is called Satanism. Now, I'm sure I've rattled a few people out there either watching now or who might watch this stream in the future. Please feel free to leave a comment in chat or below, and I'll try to address it. Now, I know I'm one of those guys that doesn't like to mess around, and I get right into the meat of the show right away. So a lot of people joined late or have not seen what's going on. Well, gatekeeping. Is it good? Is it bad? In my opinion, it's good. As far as it comes to Satanism, we really need to look into keeping our philosophy as free from having issues as we possibly can. So I'm going to go over here and look at the Google form. And no responses over there. Remember, if you got a question, you can always fill out the form below. And I'll try to answer it in the next episode or in this episode if I'm still on. Is that the last slide? Yeah, it is. So we're going to go back to the first slide. So I'm going to open up the floor here in just a minute. And we'll see what we have going on. This is going to be the open mic time as well. Hello, Titan. Uranus. How are we doing today? Yes, I know. I get way into the meat way too quickly for most people. So basically, I was talking about gatekeeping and Satanism, pros and cons. I think it's a good thing. Some people don't like the fact that we gatekeep. We keep people out. They think we don't want certain organizations to claim to be Satanists when they're not. And it's annoying for me to see it, you know? Especially when we're doing things, you know. We just have simple principles, simple things to live by, and we don't fit the mold. And we're not seeking attention. It seems that those who part of certain groups do go out there seeking attention. But hey, what do you know? Hello, Morgan. Welcome. But if you have any questions about Satanism, feel free to ask. I'm going to go ahead and flip this out of here into the normal mode. Boom. Here we are. Let's talk. And let's see. Now, if there's any questions you'd like to, or you'd just like to come up and chat with Grumps, look for the link in the pinned chat to join. The Ask Satan forum is still open. I haven't closed it. And that's also linked in the bottom description. And I'm going to stay on for at least another 30 minutes. And afterwards, I'll be in the Discord, which the link to that is also below. Hey, it's all below here, you know, just push those things and it says Ask a Satanist forum. The Discord. It's real simple. But, you know, I'm here to answer questions for anybody. Just remember, Satanism is an atheistic religion that adheres to an Epicurean philosophy of reasonable self-indulgence. I probably messed that up, but hey, what else is new? So does anybody have any questions on what I went over tonight? Gatekeeping and keeping people from calling themselves Satanists that are members of a political organization instead of a real thing. I mean, the one group that I really, really detest is the Satanic Temple. I can't get away from saying that I don't detest them. For one thing, you don't even have to be a Satanist to call yourself a Satanist there. You can be a Wiccan, you can be a Christian. Hell, they've got people that are from all walks of life in there calling themselves Satanists. What would gatekeeping include in Satanism? Well, gatekeeping in Satanism would be preservation of authenticity and making sure that our beliefs and philosophy are not diluted or distorted. Protection against misrepresentation, so misinterpretation and misrepresentation of what we believe in. I encounter that a lot in life. Somebody says, you're a Satanist. That means that you worship the devil. No, we don't worship the devil, folks. That is totally, totally wrong. And preserving our sense of identity as a Satanist, because every Tom, Dick, and Mary is going around here calling themselves Satanists when they're not Satanists. They're devil worshippers. They're heretic Christians. They belong to the quasi political group. That type of thing. And I hope that answers your question, Morgan. That's just the 3 of the major things that it covers. You're Satanist adjacent. I seem to recall you saying that a few times. And Titan, I do believe you are. You're just a fraction below actually being all out Satanist, my friend. But I know I kind of go about this stuff a little bit faster than some of the channels out there. I know I never have a lot to talk about. I'm in the process of finding a co-host to keep me going and keep me spiked. And it's really hard to be up here monologuing, but I'll do my best. Now, I'm still working on videos for living your best life, embracing who you are, and conquering your perceived world. I still think that's a very important thing to focus on this year, is embracing who you are is really a big thing, and coming to terms with things that you've done in your past and dealing with those things in a mature manner and hoping to express that you have dealt with those things and have moved on from that life that is no longer part of who you are. Unfortunately, some people still will look at you and will judge you by those actions that you did as a younger person, less mature, not really rooted in who you are. And it's sometimes very unpleasant, some of the things that people dig up in your past. It's happened to a couple of friends of mine lately, that a couple of people I no longer consider friends. But, that's just things that happen in life. So you've gone over the 11 satanic rules, but that's about it. Well, the 9 satanic statements are really a foundation. So they read as follows. Satan represents indulgence instead of abstinence. Satan represents vital existence instead of spiritual pipe dreams. Satan represents undefiled wisdom instead of hypocritical self-deceit. Satan represents kindness to those who deserve it instead of love wasted on ingrates. Satan represents vengeance instead of turning the other cheek. Satan represents responsibility to the responsible instead of concern for psychic vampires. And psychic vampires are those you walk into a room and they instantly bring you down. That's what a psychic vampire is. Satan represents man as just another animal, sometimes better, more often worse than those who walk on all fours, who, because of his divine spiritual and intellectual development, has become the most vicious animal of all. Satan represents all of the so-called sins, as they all lead to physical, mental, and emotional gratification. Satan has been the best friend that the church has ever had, as he's kept it in business for all these years. Yep, it is called the Satanic Rules of the Earth, the 11 Satanic Rules of the Earth, and they were codified in 1969, and I'll go ahead and go over those real quick. Do not give opinions or advice unless you are asked. Do not tell your troubles to others unless you are sure they want to hear them. When in another's lair, show him respect, or else do not go there. If a guest in your lair annoys you, treat them cruelly and without mercy. Do not make sexual advances unless you are given the mating signal. Do not take that which does not belong to you unless it is a burden to the other person and he is crying out to be relieved. Acknowledge the power of magic. Yes, magic. If you have employed it successfully to obtain your desires, if you deny the power of magic after having called upon it and with some success, you will lose all that you have obtained. Now, you have to remember, magic is not hocus pocus alakazam whoopity doopity. Magic is mind theater that helps you express who you are. Do not complain about anything to which you need not subject yourself. Well, I try not to complain about things that I don't subject myself to, that I don't need to subject myself to. But, complaints happen. We all bitch and moan. Now, the most important ones, in my opinion, are the following two. Number 9, do not harm little children. Yea, Dawa, I'm looking at you. Do not kill non-human animals unless you are attacked or you need food. And finally, when walking in open territory, bother no one. If someone bothers you, ask him to stop. If he does not stop, destroy him. Titan, you are a natural. Since we're on the subject of the basics of Satanism, I'm going to go ahead and go over the 9 satanic sins. One of these days, I'm going to go on the 9 satanic virtues, which is also as tongue-in-cheek as these are. So the 9 satanic sins are stupidity. 2, pretentiousness. 3, solipsism. So solipsists do not unite, Titan. We do not unite. Self-deceit is number 4. Number 5, herd conformity. We do not conform to the herd. Number 6, lack of perspective. 7, forgetfulness of past orthodoxies. 8, counterproductive pride. And 9, a lack of aesthetics. So those are the 9 satanic sins. And I was going to wear my God is not dope shirt. I promised the atheist troll I would tonight, but I couldn't find it. So I'm wearing the next best thing, which is circular reasoning works because ad on infinitum, ad nauseum. I love the shirts. I really do love the shirts. I'm going to get more shirts like this because they're so much fun. Feel people once considered friends, keep your circle small. You should keep your circle of friends small and vetted. I can't disagree with that at all. No. In fact, I'm going to pop that up on the screen, Morgan. I cannot disagree with that at all. So has the whole thing with Kaliala about burned out by now? I mean, I've seen nothing but video after video about Iedawa all freaking week long. All I did was do a little happy dance when I found out about him being convicted. And I do say if you can find the link to support his former family, please do so. They need all the help they can get. I don't have the link available to me right now. If you have it, Titan, feel free to put it in the chat. I don't think 12 years is enough. And I don't think he should get off as easily as he is. But that's all I'm saying about the entire subject. Never liked the man, even when he was still an atheist. So, Justin, a big F-U to you. Last week I talked about cancel culture when it comes to Titan. If Oz is still running, I think there might be a link to in the show description on what he's doing. But the cancel culture thing, it's real. It happens. People don't like what you're about. People don't like what you're saying. People don't like how you react to them. You're going to get slammed and kicked out, thrown off, and gotten rid of from platforms. It's just a thing that happens. This is another one of the great creations by Just Jeff, or the Atheist Troll, or the Weasel Boy, whatever you want to call him. Or as he's known on TikTok as TikTok, please don't ban me. I think he's on, I don't know what number of account. But he's another one that people just don't like him. He gets attacked. Another person would be Atheist Cats. Atheist Cats is a great educator, great person, knows his stuff, but is an atheist and very vocal about being an atheist and doesn't care what people think about him, stating his opinion. Love the man. Known him for a while. Great guy. Yes. There it is. Yes. Please help Jasmine Downing if you possibly can. Don't go out of your way to if you can't. But yes. I totally agree with that. I can't help it, Titan. That was the thing I knew about where it was being shown the last time because I stopped into Oz's show before coming in. Well, that's about all I've got for tonight. Just wish this channel would allow me to do some of the fun stuff I was able to do over there on TikTok. But there's things like copyright infringement that they talk about, it's just totally stupid stuff that, really don't like it. But, so that's basically all I have for the night. Next week, I'm going to talk to a few people, see if we can get together and come on here and have a little bit of a conversation with you. A little bit of a preview what it's going to be like to watch the Infernal Diatribe. And if you missed the announcement about the Infernal Diatribe, let me pull up that little snippet again. So the Infernal Diatribe. The premiere of the Infernal Diatribe will be on May 6th at 8 p.m. Central Time. Yes, we're going to go a little bit earlier in the evening for this because there are participants that can't stay up to this hour. This will be a podcast where a panel of Satanists engage in passionate discussions about various topics and issues that impact them. Each episode will focus on a different topic, such as pop culture or societal norms, and the panelists will provide their unique perspectives and insights on how these topics relate to their satanic beliefs and values. The discussions may sometimes become heated and contentious as the panelists share their opinions and engage in lively debates. Whether you're a seasoned Satanist or simply curious about what beliefs and practices of this often misunderstood religion are about, the Infernal Diatribe offers a thought-provoking and entertaining look into the world of Satanism. One of the people that's going to be on the panel is very upset that I'm doing this because I've told him he's either going to have to shit or get off the pot. Well, he didn't shit. So I told him to get off the pot. And I'm going to start it. He's been dragging his knuckles and dragging his heels, not buying the equipment to do the show. So if anybody's familiar with him, it's Thy Reaper, Thy Dark Prince on TikTok. He will be one of the panelists, along with, I hope, Snurd, and probably going to have Spooky Rights as the third person on the panel. Well, the fourth person on the panel, because I'm going to be on it, of course. And but that's the big thing. And I'd like to thank you all for visiting the grotto tonight. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Yes, I like to get this stuff done and over with if I have no guests. So remember, the guardians of the satanic flame, the gatekeepers of Satanism. They are important, and it is important to gatekeep your community. Yes, Reaper, I used the C word. Sue me. But again, thanks for visiting Grotto tonight. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode of Late Night in the Grotto. If you'd like what you saw, hit that thumbs up button and don't forget to ring that bell so you know when the next live stream will happen. Remember, embrace who you are. Live the best life you possibly can and to conquer your perceived world. Until next time, Ave Satanis, and be good to yourselves. And we have no outro tonight, so we're just going to pop up here and say goodnight, folks. Leave you on a small musical interlude. Where the hell is my music? That's not what I wanted. And we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, same bat station, whatever the you want to call it. Take care of yourselves. Peace. Now if I can remember how to kill this thing. And yes, the whole thing of having a hot mic and a hot cam while I'm logging out, it's a thing for Chico. Chico told me never to stop doing it. Always have a hot mic. So see you later. Have a good night.